guys, we're back again. We're going to talk about another topic now. We were just talking off camera about, working within your means and what that kind of looks like for the, starting out lawn care company. Do you want to touch a little bit on that?
Sure. Yeah, again, I'm Craig with Thirsty's Lawn Care.
Yep.
And I think this is a great topic. I think nowadays with everybody being on Instagram and lots of YouTube videos of people using different zero turns and all this different equipment.
Shiny, nice equipment.
Yeah. And with more and more people out there that want to just have somebody take care of cutting their grass, it allows you to build a pretty nice business if you care about quality and doing a good job. So you see like companies in town that might have like 8 trucks in Peterborough, like where I live.
Yeah.
And you're just starting off with your truck and as like a push mower and a trimmer and a blower, and you're thinking, wow, it's going to be so long before I get to that point.
Yeah.
And but I really admire people that just take their time. And
like what we were talking about too is don't feel like you have to, like, if you're just starting out, don't feel like you have to go out and get the shiny truck and whatever. Like both of us agree that if you can work without payments, that is like success. Everybody defines success. If you can slowly build your business, you don't have to go out and get a $20,000 truck or a $10,000, $15,000 zero turn. Really, all you need to get started is a push mower, self-propelled or not, and a good, personally straight shaft trimmer, and a blower. Really, you don't even need a blower. When I first started, I didn't even have a blower. I would just angle my trimmer a certain way that would just move the grass off the sidewalk. And that's all you gotta do. And then once you get some customers, and then you slowly build. I don't like to work within payments, so what I did is, I had a separate bank account, and then once I saved up enough money, going back a bit, I went out and bought a $200 used 12-year-old Craftsman riding tractor, which got me by until I was able to save up for just a zero turn. And then once you get to that point, then it kind of snowballs from there, because with a zero turn, your time versus profit ratio can grow. You're still cutting that same lawn that I did with the Craftsman tractor, and I'm still able to charge the same amount of money, but I'm cutting it in a fraction of the time, which allows me to get to other customers and cut their property. So my profit time ratio, boosts, right?
Yeah. I have a kind of a funny story about like having a smaller mower and doing a big property. Like I got lucky to have this big commercial property, and my dad was very nice to, like, he wanted to encourage me to get my business going, and he gave me his John Deere riding lawn tractor. Would have been probably a 48-inch deck, and I was doing this big property, and I quoted it, like, I made good money off it. I quoted it for like a couple $100, and it took me a while though. It took me like 4 hours on the John Deere riding lawn tractor, and then walking around trimming, and I was quite happy. I was like, this is great.
$50 an hour.
This is great.
Yeah.
And then I like was able to afford a zero turn, and like I'm on the zero turn for like maybe an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm out of there, and I'm still charging the same amount, and it was just it's an awesome feeling.
Oh yeah. Like, to go back to that too. So a funny story too is I was offered to get a contract before I had the zero turn. Somebody called me up and said, can you cut my lawn next year? So I had all winter to think about it. I actually quoted in the winter, which, whatever, maybe not be such a good idea, but I was new and starting out. So I estimated on my riding tractor it was going to take 2.5 hours to cut. Right? So I told myself, I'm going to quote it, for a good amount of money. But I told myself, if they send me a deposit, then I'm gonna go buy the zero turn that I've been saving up for all these months and whatever. So they sent me the deposit. I literally went right to Hemming, which is a local dealer that we have in Peterborough, and I paid for the zero turn. And then that following year, so I never actually got to cut it with the riding tractor, but I estimated it was gonna be about 2.5 hours. The following year, I was cutting that property, trimming and cutting in 35 minutes to 40 minutes.
Wow.
So it really drops down your cutting time drastically. And like I already mentioned, that allows you to get to other customers, to cut their properties in the time that you still would have been sitting at the other property on the riding tractor,
Yeah.
right? So it really cuts down your times. I guess we could probably talk about also the benefits of also having a riding tractor. Like, the biggest downside that I find with the zero turn is you can ditch it so easy.
Right.
Because with the front wheels being 360 degrees, now I don't know what walkers are like, Scott's gonna comment probably here, but with the 360 wheels on the front, if you got anything more than like a 15-degree decline going in, you're just gonna get sucked right into that ditch, especially in the spring, which you don't want to ditch the things either. So you gotta kind of know where your boundary is, your boundary cutting line basically, so you don't ditch the thing either. But so there would be certain benefits to a tractor because your front wheels are still attached to the steering mechanism.
Yeah.
So you're able to still kind of hold it on that hill, right? With the zero turn, you just go right down the hill.
Yeah. Did you have a riding lawn tractor at any point?
Yeah. So I started the business with a 42-inch Craftsman.
Yeah.
And it was great and all, but the zero turn is just so much quicker.
Yeah. So I just remember like the first day when I bought my zero turn, and I'm asking the local dealer like, can you put it on my trailer for me, like.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it's yours now. Like, you're gonna have to be able to do it later today. So.
Yeah.
And then I drove it straight to like one of my biggest properties so that I could like learn.
Yeah.
I hadn't really used a zero turn maybe for 5 minutes before, so I was on the zero turn and I got my elbows dug in, and I'm like gripping so hard because I'm nervous, and at the end of the day I have like skins came off just because I was nervous.
Yeah.
I figured it out pretty quick, but I mean, at first you're just like, it was a lot of money when you're first couple of years of your business, and you're like, I don't want to ditch this, like you were describing.
I've ditched mine a couple times. Even being, having hundreds of hours on the thing at that point, you still ditch it, because it's hard to gauge, the softness of the ground and whatever. And
I don't ditch mine, but.
I do a lot of areas that are hilly and stuff too, so I'll just go straight up the hill, turn around, come straight back down the hill. I'll do that too.
Yeah, my employees ditch my machine at least 2 or 3 times a season. So.
But there is a learning curve. Like, I did the same thing. When I went to Hemming, I was like, hey, can you put it on the trailer for me? He was nice enough to do that for me, though, But yeah, the moment I got it home, I took it off the trailer, and I was like so jerky with it because it's so touchy and whatever. But I just drove around my house a couple times. I'd say like an hour or so of driving that thing consistently, and you're whipping around trees and garden beds and whatever, and you're nice and trained with it. But it does take time.
And to go back to like the main point of this video is kind of like living in, or like buying within your needs, like means. I think I really appreciated my zero turn when I started with something smaller like a riding tractor, and then was able to purchase my first zero turn. It just gives you that like extra pat in the back. And I was proud of like, oh, I'm at the next transition level, and maybe I'll be able to buy one with a nicer seat. It still hasn't happened. 8 years later, I'm like, oh, the regular seat's fine, but
I don't have one like that either. But anyway, I know yours has suspension, Scott. Okay, I know your seat's really cool. Okay, but we're just having fun. But yeah, I don't know. You can probably just
that's good there.
All right, well we're gonna be shooting a few videos here because personally, I don't do snow, so I'm utilizing the winter to shoot my videos about what I call little video segment hashtag lawn talk.
Yeah, and we're down at Crary Park.
Yeah.
In Peterborough. We have a nice view here.
Yep.
It's a pretty nice day. We're just in a light jacket today.
A little cold. My hands are cold, but you know I get cold easy. So yeah. Either way, we'll end it there. And
thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like the video. And we'll catch you on the next video. Have a good one.